안녕하세요, 여러분. Hello, everyone. It's Birdwoman again. Back with another, back with another, back with another. Um, so just getting ready to share to my Facebook, the usual. I hate the noise that the keyboard makes, like on the replay, so I'm trying not to go crazy with that. But yeah. I just had to use that for a second. So, hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want to leave a comment below about anything that I have to say. I just want to let you know that this is my experience, Bird Woman's experience, aka Kiki, aka Kiana. So, I have been a teacher in South Korea for 8 months. Yes, 8 months. I'm still fresh. Most people would say, oh, yeah, you're not past like the honeymoon phase or whatever. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I'm going to figure that out because I've decided to extend 6 more months. So I am currently under a year contract and I have extended another half year. And I can explain maybe in another video why I made that decision. It's really not that deep, but yeah. So as far as teaching English, um, with my experience, it was so hard. It was like level 10 hard for me at first because I was adjusting to a new country as well as adjusting to moving. And then it's hard enough to just be moving and then being in a new country. And then also, your first few weeks of being in Korea, you're actually not even in your placement. I didn't get my placement until like 4 weeks after I had completed, or was it 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, after I completed my training, my orientation. So I went through I guess it was a 3 week orientation. I honest to God, I can't remember. I blocked that orientation out of my mind, like a lot of it, because it was traumatizing for me. I did not like my orientation. And to me, it was like going through hell because I was sick for half of it. And when I'm sick, I usually don't like to do anything. But I braved through that and I feel so accomplished. You know what? I feel so accomplished. I'm gonna show you my certificate. You know what I said at the end of the orientation at the ceremony? I was like, oh, I deserve a medal. And then look what I got. I got a medal. I was so happy. I was like, I did not think they were literally gonna give us medals. But I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but toot because I got through it. It was the worst part of my experience here. And it was also kind of hard for me because it was a bunch of people that I literally like don't know. Um, you're stuck in a room with them and like, you want to be nice, you want to be friendly, but you just get irritated quickly by different personalities. So that was my thing. Anyway, I learned valuable things, but most of the time I was checked out because I was pissed about being there. It felt a little bit like I was being treated like a high schooler. And I'm 26 years old, so um I don't know. I just wasn't used to that sort of order, but I realized there was a reason for it, and it was to prepare us for, the way we would kind of have to like, deal with our kids and just the strategies we'd have to use to teach them. So after getting through orientation, don't get me wrong, the food was amazing. That was the best part of orientation for me because they did accommodate vegetarians and pescatarians like myself. So that was really special. Um, anyway, So, and then also the facilities were very nice that we stayed in. It was like a newer dorm style type of uh roommate situation, which, I got through that. I got through it. It was not easy though. So, moving along. So, a month in, they set us free. They take us to our placement for, where we're going to be. So, I ended up getting placed in a rural part of South Korea. You can DM me if you want to know where I live. I don't really like sharing where I live just online like that. But yeah, so I have a like studio one room apartment. They don't actually call them apartments here. They just call them one rooms. And I have a washer, no dryer. Um and basically, you dry your clothes on the rack, and this is my living situation. I also have a kitchen. I have a stove, I have a microwave, I have a dishwasher. I'm living completely independently, which I can go more into, maybe like what a day is like for me. But I more so want to talk about my teaching and stuff. So I don't have a particular routine with my kids, honestly. I have a routine of how I try to prepare for the lessons. I try my hardest, but if anybody knows me, my brain is a little bit like spaghetti. Like it's like all over the place. I'm not an organized person. And that's why the first 3 months of, no, first 4 months of teaching for me were hell for me. Okay, so here, okay, on a map, let's pretend this is like a map of what I'm trying to describe. Okay, so orientation, this is hell. Like this is like under the hand is hell. And then boom, you got a level one small level up. The first month was like a level right above hell. And then the last and then 2 months after, okay, it got a little bit better for me, but I was really struggling those first few months because, I don't know, maybe I had super high expectations for myself, really being hard on myself. But if I could tell anyone who is starting out teaching, especially if it's just your first time or you're new on the job, don't do that to yourself because it's gonna make it harder on you. You're not gonna be able to enjoy like hardly any of like your time if you're gonna be so obsessed with being this perfect teacher the first few months, especially if you've never taught before, never worked with this age group. You got to get used to it. So that's what I would tell my like younger self 7 months ago. But yeah, so after I got over like the hump of it being super duper difficult, I started getting my rhythm a little bit. But I don't know, till this day, I still kind of have issues with like rushing to the last minute to get my plans together. But thank God that one of the old talk scholars from the first year that the talk program came to my current elementary school, she came back and she said, "I'm doing a great job," but she said, "You need to speak English more with your students." And then she also said, instead of doing a day by day lesson plan, just do a lesson plan for the week and create a list of activities that you want for the week. And I tell you, when that sister told me a weekly lesson plan, I never thought of that. Like that blew my mind. I was like, wow, you are a freaking genius. I wish I thought of that in the beginning because the way the orientation was ran, we would get little notes on how to set up our lesson plan like in the textbook. But you're supposed to do the PPP, which is practice, no, present, practice, and produce. But I always thought that's for a 1 day lesson plan. I never like expanded my mind and thought outside of the box to where I could do it for a whole week's worth. Makes so much sense. And all of my um I want to say like I have a warm up. My warm ups pretty much are like the same, like 3 to 5 different activities each week. So I'll switch it up one day, it might change the next. Whatever we're feeling. I'm very free flowing. We don't have to keep this structure all the time. Sometimes the warm up is like 5 minutes, sometimes the warm up is like 3 minutes. Like there's a time that you're supposed to keep going. But so basically it's like a sandwich. You got your warm up and then the end you have your quiz. So with the warm up and the quiz, I pretty much keep it the same. For my quiz, I have my students line up and usually I'll ask them a question about the lesson, which it works perfectly that way because their butts are ready to go anyway. Um Half the time they are. But for the warm up, I always do either a dance. I'll do cha-cha slide. I'll do what do you call it? I'll do the counting game where you go in a circle and they count. They say numbers around and around and around until somebody messes it up and then they have to sit down. Um, what else do I do? I do this game called Roll the Dice. I can link below what's the guy's name. The guy's name is Mike's Home ESL. He is a freaking genius. He is a freaking genius. He is the king of teachers. Can't nobody top him because his strategy with like phonics is really good. I definitely want to recommend that to any new teachers or any teachers looking to expand their like amount of games that they do. He does awesome games and he demonstrates them on his YouTube channel. So I'll leave his channel down below. But yeah, there's this game called Roll the Dice, which it's like a whiteboard board game that I made up that I basically draw out. And it allows the kids to ask question or answer questions and practice English. Now what next? So as far as practice, present. Okay, so present. With present, I basically do PowerPoint. Sometimes I'll do flashcards and no PowerPoint, but hardly ever. I always do a PowerPoint for all my lessons. Which is crazy because like what if one day like something malfunctions with the computer, like I'm gonna be screwed. But I try not to think about that too much. I just like to act like every day is gonna be a perfect day, but at the same time, it's never a perfect day. Something always goes wrong technologically. And that's unfortunate. So yeah, I try, I improvise. I improvise when need be. Next up is so practice, produce. Practice, present. Okay, so present, practice. Practice will be usually I just have them like literally repeat after me after I show them on the PowerPoint. I'll ask them questions about the PowerPoint, like what is this or what is she wearing or what color is it? I'll reference back to questions that I've used with them in the past to create somewhat of a conversation. Also, when it comes to practice, I love word searches because my kids love word searches. I also love word searches because it takes the focus off of me having to do all this work and I can just kind of gaze over them and kind of observe the students and see I kind of know who's able to focus, who's not. I like to play a little music in the background to keep them I guess more on task, because sometimes the kids they just kind of start talking to each other and while they're doing the word search and I'm just like, okay, I don't want to yell at them, but like let's get some music going. Maybe they need a little noise while they're trying to focus. Yeah, so I'll do something of the sorts of that. And then for produce, I go ahead and what do you call it? We always do a game. We do at least one game every day. I mean, my kids are spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. The school spoils my kids, and I just follow suit. I try to at this point, I feel like I'm giving my kids candy once a week, but I try to do it at least twice a month, and, I'll do it during the lineup, you know? As far as the games go, a lot of times I'll do bomb games. I try to throw in some form of PPT where they can have some movement, depending on if it's my high energy class or not. But it just really gets them more involved when you involve PPT, or sorry, not PPT, TPR, which is total physical response. It's engaging the mind and the body in their learning, and it further solidifies what English you've taught them. Um, yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all I really wanted to share. Let's see. I wrote notes. Oh, okay. So like during my day, I have 10-minute breaks in between each class, and sometimes I'll have 3 classes, sometimes I'll have 2 in a day, whatever. Um, Pretty much, yeah, that's how it is. And then so I teach after school English, and then, I also have my regular classes that I sit in for. So the regular English class, I basically either assist, I'll read things, a lot of times I'll just do a lot of correcting or, uh just pronouncing things in my own, what do you call it? In my own accent, my American accent. I think a lot of people like the American accent, so, I just try to make it sound very American because sometimes I don't pronounce everything perfect, but I just like to give them the natural pronunciation. I don't like to sound like a robot. Um, so yeah. Hmm. Was there anything else? As far as like teaching, mm, I guess there really wasn't anything else I wanted to say. I guess one more thing is that I just need to remind myself this, like, it's always good to have a backup. No, I got three tips I want to leave you with. It's always good to have a backup for something. Always have some spare, what do you call it? Like word searches, even if it has nothing to do with your topic, because it gives them something to do. If something wants to malfunction on you, and especially if you don't have a co-teacher that day, like right now I'm operating with no co-teacher. I had one and then she left. So right now I don't have anyone to translate. Wow, that's a fourth tip. If you have no co-teacher, I'm still trying to navigate this, but I'm assuming like it is a little helpful to just kind of look up maybe what some words mean or even like the title of your subject and put it in your PowerPoint. Um, and if you can have someone look it over for you or translate something, I would recommend that. It just does help for the students learning so they know like at least what subject they're learning. But yeah, it just depends on your student's level. Also, so that was one, two. Okay, always have a backup activity. And then is there anything else? I know there was. Oh, another thing. This is kind of like me reminding myself from earlier on. So earlier today, I got an idea. I'm one of those like people that boom, it's just random thought. An idea will pop into my head for the kids and I'll be like, "Dang, I should have did it this way." Like I should have did the game this way or I should have put the power this in the PowerPoint. And what I do is I'm getting better at this. When I have an idea, write it down because you can apply it, even if you can't apply it to this lesson, you can apply it to the next lesson. Or, maybe it'll work in the future for you. So, don't let those good ideas just slip from you if you can help it. A lot of times there's pen and paper near you when you're, in your teaching space. So just always be sure to write your good ideas down because it's really going to benefit you Um, One more thing I want to leave any teacher with, just know that you're going to have your days where literally everything sucks. Your kids want to act sucky. Maybe you feel just like everything is coming against you. Technology doesn't want to work out for you. People leaving, people coming and going as far as staff members. It, you know, Life is about learning to adapt to the changes that happen around you and learning to adapt to things that are not like fully working out for you that well. But just know that like if you ever need anything, there's always somebody that can like help you or someone that can provide a solution for you. You shouldn't be afraid to talk to your co-teacher, talk to your mentor teacher about what you need. Like I don't believe in that. I shut that down because in my mind, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to burden them. But no, a lot of times people are more than happy to help you. And you know who those people are in your life that are more happy to help you, more than happy to help you. And even if they're not more than happy to help you, you still can ask because you are in another country. Like, let's give a hand clap for that if you're a teacher in another country. Like you did it. You are out here. If you're looking at this and you are teaching in another country. And even if not, if you're thinking about it, go you. Like it takes a lot of strength and a lot of bravery to put yourself in a country where it's not your native language. So automatically you're at a disadvantage. And then on top of it, maybe you're a student taking a break from school. Maybe you're not a student. Maybe you've graduated already. Maybe you're taking a break from school and you're not in the middle of school. Whatever your situation is, you're planning yourself into an environment where you're gonna need help and it's inevitable. So you got to let go of the pride. You got to let go of, oh, I don't want to ask for help. And that's another thing I would tell myself from the beginning. Know what you want and ask for it. Just ask for it. What's the worst that someone can say? No. What are they gonna shoot you and say no? Like nobody's gonna do that. This is Korea. It's Korea. We don't even have guns here. Like not even allowed. So like period. That's all I really wanted to share. I want to just encourage y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, this is Bird Woman signing off. If there's no questions, 안녕히 계세요. I just want to let you all know if you have any questions for me, you can always hit me up on Facebook, on Instagram, or on YouTube. If you are a new face, say hi, make yourself welcome. If you are a teacher, go ahead and holler at me. Let me know if you're an English teacher abroad or just a teacher, period. I would love to hear any experiences you have in the comments. So, thank you. And this is another 25-minute video, but I will say bye in Korean. 안녕.